College basketball, Mohamed Bamba leads Texas past Alabama. Birmingham, Alabama. Freshman Bamba had 17 points, 11 rebounds and 5 blocked shots to lead Texas to a 66-50 victory over Alabama on Friday night. The Longhorns 9-3 scored 12 consecutive points to pull away down the stretch at Legacy Arena, about an hour from campus for the Crimson Tide 8-4. The 6-11 Bamba, the nation's number 3 shot blocker, made 7 of 10 shots. Matt Coleman scored 13 points, and Kerwin Roach Jr. added 11 points and 5 assists. John Petty led Alabama with 14 points. TCU 86, William and Mary 75. Alex Robinson scored the season-high 23 points, and the number 15 Horned Frogs won at Fort Worth to set the school record with their nation-leading 17th consecutive victory. Jalen Fisher had 17 of his career-high 21 points in the second half to send TCU 12-0 into conference play unbeaten for the second time in 4 seasons. Texas Tech 74, Abilene Christian 47. Zach Smith scored 16 points in his first game since not getting to start because of a violation of team rules, and the 21st-ranked Red Raiders beat the Wildcats at Lubbock in their final game before Big 12 play starts next weekend. Texas Tech 11-1 won its 5th consecutive game and extended its non-conference home winning streak to 38 games, holding Abilene Christian 8-5 to 17% shooting in the first half and 30% overall. Zaire Smith scored 14 points in the first meeting between the West Texas schools since December 2, 1957. Tevin Foster and Hayden Howell each scored 9 points for the Wildcats, who played their first-ranked opponent in 33 years. New Mexico 87, Prairie View A&M 78. Joe Furster scored a career-high 20 points to help lead the Lobos by the Panthers at Albuquerque. Ben Furster, who also had 10 rebounds, was 12 of 12 from the free throw line. Bandano Jackson had 17 points for New Mexico 5-8. Zachary Hamilton, who at one point in the second half scored 12 consecutive points, finished with 31 as PV 2-11 lost its 7th in a row. Utah Valley 75, Sam Houston Street 64. A.K. Oldman Young had his 4th double-double of the season, and Brandon Randolph Kenneth scored 14 points with 8 assists to help the Wolverines hold on for a victory over the Bearcats at Huntsville. Man Young, the senior transfer from Oklahoma, finished with 21 points, 10 rebounds and 4 blocks. Brian Edwards had 16 points and 10 rebounds for Sam Houston State 6-7. California Davis 77, Lamar 68. TJ Shorts I knocked down all 13 of his free throws and scored a career-high 25 to power the Aggies past the Cardinals in a first-round game at the Las Vegas Classic. James Harrison matched his career high with 17 points off the bench for Lamar 8-4. Villanova 95, Hofstra 71. Mikal Bridges scored 20 points, and the number 1 Wildcats remained unbeaten with an easy victory at the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale. Ben Y. Bridges was one of 5 players in double figures for Villanova 12-0. Omari Spellman had 19 points, Phil Booth finished with 17, Don't Vincenzo had 16, and Jalen Brunson added 14 points. Oklahoma 100 for Northwestern 78. Trae Young had 31 points and 12 assists to help the number 17 Sooners win at Norman. Oklahoma. Young, the nation's leader in scoring and assists, tied an NCAA record with 22 assists in the 105-68 victory over Northwestern State on Tuesday. He followed it up by making 9 of 16 shots, including 8 of 13 three-point attempts. He became the first Oklahoma player since Stacey King in 1988-89 to post at least 10 consecutive games with 20 or more points. Christian James matched a career high with 19 points for the Sooners 10-1 who won their 8th in a row. Derek Pardon had 17 points and 9 rebounds for the Wildcats 9-5 who had won 4 in a row. extends players' suspensions. Has extended the suspensions of freshman basketball players Chalent Hill and Cody Riley through the end of the season as a result of their admitted shoplifting during the team's trip to China in November. Athletic Director Dan Guerrero and Coach Steve Halford announced the decision in a joint statement released Friday. The Bruins left campus Thursday ahead of their game against number 7 Kentucky on Saturday at New Orleans. Riley and Hill will not be allowed to travel with the team or suit up for home games. However, they can begin participating in practices and team meetings starting December 26. LiAngelo Ball was suspended with Riley and Hall, but his father withdrew him from school and he signed a contract to play professionally in Lithuania, along with his 16-year-old brother LaMelo. Women Connecticut 100 for Duquesne 50 to Katie Lou Samuelson scored the season-high 33 points, and Kia Nurse had 24 as the top-ranked Huskies posted their biggest victory of the season at Toronto. Samuelson made 8 of 9 three-point attempts, including 7 in a row in the second and third quarters for Connecticut 10-0 before taking the rest of the night off. From Wire reports,